I've had like a criteria, right? Like criteria, standards, whatever you want to call them, right? For everybody else. And one of them is, because this is my other thought too. I don't want a guy that has kids already, because I'm fearful of what that brings on to me too, right? Like, I'm not having a relationship just with the man. I have to have a relationship with the kid. Yeah. Especially if the kid is at least 4. Like, the kid's gonna know me. Yeah. The kid's gonna have a conversation with me. Like, you know, that's another thought, right? Like, because I'm like, God, are you telling me I'm going to be a stepmom? Yeah. Like, I'm not gonna have kids of my own, you know? And that's another, like, thought in my head. But I'm like, no. But then I'm also pushing 30, and there's no men people with no kids.
Yeah, it's harder. It's harder to find. I mean, they are out there, because I've met a couple, but they are not it, you know? But, like, it is harder. It is harder. Right. I think I'm okay. I mean, I've dated guys that have kids, you know, but dating guys that have kids and, like, wanting to have my own kid with a guy that has kids is different, I think. Right. So I feel like I'm okay with it. But what worries me is, one, those two relationships. The kid has to like you. Really.
And the relationship with the baby mama.
Yeah. Yeah, the mother. That's what worries me. The mother, and how that will play out. Because I'm the type of person that I would want her to be okay with me, because I will be around her child. Yeah. You know, she does not have to love me or whatever, but she has to be okay enough with me, you know. Yeah. You know, I don't need to be friends with her. She don't need to be friends with me. But, like, it's her child, and I want, because I would want the same thing for my child. I would want to be comfortable with the person that's going to be around my child.
You know? And understanding their parenting, what they want for that
kid.
Right.
And what is your relationship like with her? You know, because that's going to matter, you know, if I enter this, you know. And then if I end up having a kid with you, our kids are going to be siblings, you know.
And then also, not like asking if she's okay with that, but like all that in itself can also cause some
what
tension.
Is the status of y'all situation? You know, like, what's the custody like? You know, like, is there child support? You know, like, all of that matters.
Right. Yeah, it's a lot, and I'm like, is that maybe what God has planned? Like, am I gonna be a stepmom? You know, and you're right. I don't think I've met the right dudes, but also, is that what I'm attracting to? Right? You know.
Yeah. I don't think that them having kids for me is a deal breaker, because that's what I grew up in. Like, I have two sisters who have a different dad, so. And then I have a brother who has a different mom. So that's not a
big factor.
No, it's not, because that's what I grew up in. So it's not, I wouldn't necessarily say it wasn't a deal breaker. I think for me, ideally, I want somebody that doesn't have kids. Right. But if God places this man and he is the best thing ever to me and he has a kid,
by all means,
then I'll be open to it.
What if the kid hates you?
I don't know.
Like, you know, like,
I don't know what to do about that.
Right.
I don't know.
Right. And we might not know until we get presented to that, you know, situation. But I've thought about that too. Like, I was like, what if the kid just genuinely does not like me? Right.
Yeah. Now, I don't know if I could do multiple mothers. Like, if you had multiple kids and multiple mothers, no. I don't know if I could do that.
No, because then my fear is I'm just going to be another mother.
Right.
On your roster.
And that's the thing. I don't want to be a one of many.